Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I have six sharp picks for you on Prize Picks. So it's a six-pick flex play. And I know a lot of people, if they're new to Prize Picks, they're like, wow, you're going all the way to six. Why not do a two-pick power play? Right? And we've gone through the math a bunch of times, but we'll do it again because it's literally so important, right? When I talk about my wins on Prize Picks, don't say this to brag, just to get across, I'm wagering my own money with you guys on Prize Picks. You got to be going with 5 and 6 pick flexes. Those are the only things I'll be placing because they're mathematically optimal, right? So here you can see my ROI in 2022 and 2023. But anyways, here's the short and simple reason why you have to be going with 6 pick flexes as opposed to 2 pick power plays, right? So if you're selecting overs, unders, like Draymond Green assists, if you can select his over or under 57% of the time, if you can be correct 57% of the time, you may be like, wow, that's pretty good. That's over 50% of the time. Well, for two pick power plays, your ROI is negative 2.53%. You're hitting picks at a rate of 57%. Overs, unders, your ROI, if you're placing two pick power plays, is negative 2.53%. And I'll put this spreadsheet in the description so you can go through the math yourself if you want, if you don't believe me. But all the math is broken down right here. Now, on the other hand, if you're hitting 57% of your picks in six flexes, your ROI is 28.5%. Negative 2.53 to 28.5% just by placing six pick flexes, where all of your picks are hitting at a rate of 57%. So anyways, really important if you want to make money on Prize Picks that you're placing 5 and 6 pick flex. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these plays. So the first play I have is right here, right? So you can see this random tennis match, right? This is called the Odds Jam screen. And basically it just shows you for a given market where all the sports books have odds, right? So here we can see Borges versus Ruusuvuori, right? You can see where all sports books have the total games market. You can switch this to another market. I mean, you can look at whatever market you want, whatever sport you want on the Odds Jam screen. But what you're going to notice is Prize Picks has this line, the total games line, at 22.5. So Prize Picks is at 22.5. Now look at Pinnacle, right? So this Odds Jam column is just another sports book. It's known as Pinnacle Sportsbook. We copy their odds into the Odds Jam column. They have the line at 21.5. DraftKings has the line at 21.5 as well. In fact, DraftKings has the under 21.5 total games favored, right? Lines are juiced towards the under. They have the under 21.5 at minus 120. BetMGM has the line at 21.5. FanDuel has the line at 21.5. So you really go through all these sports books and you see, dang, there's literally dozens of data points, dozens of sports books, right? Sophisticated sports books. They've invested hundreds of millions of dollars in their ability to set lines correctly. And then you just have Prize Picks as a clear discrepancy at 22.5, all the books at 21.5. So we want to hit the under, right? Prize Picks at 22.5, every other data point at 21.5. Prize Picks is a market inefficiency. They're too high, so we want to take the under, right? You want to take the under 22.5 total games. So that's the first play I went with. And if you actually, it's free to browse odds on OddsJam, any sport you want to look at with this layout. So again, any market, any tennis match, you can look at them all. What you're going to notice is like, dang, Prize Picks has this guy's main line at 22.5 total games, whereas most sports books are lower, right? 21.5. So Prize Picks is too high. They should be here. So we want to take the under, right? So this is the first pick I went with. And again, it's data-driven sports betting. All these books, they want to set lines independently. So as a sharp sports bettor, we're ruthlessly hunting through the market and looking for these inefficiencies on Prize Picks, right? Plays where we have an edge. And Odds Jam is constantly pulling in all of these odds from Prize Picks, for NBA, NHL, whatever. And then it's just, consolidating them with the sportsbook odds so you can compare everything side to side. Right? This is what's so crazy about sports betting. It's why it can be so profitable. All these books set lines independently. So as sharp bettors, we find plays like this where Prize Picks is screwing up. Every book has the line at 21.5. Prize Picks is at 22.5. We want to slam the under. Right? So we want to take the under. And you'll notice Pinnacle has alternate markets, right? So some sports books, they'll offer numerous total game markets. So you can see Pinnacle has over under 20.5, over under 21. You can see it right here. And again, the Odds Jam column just duplicates Pinnacle odds. So you can see their main line is at 21.5, but they also offer this alternate line for under 22.5, and they have this at minus 152, right? Minus 152, they have the under. They have the over at plus 127. So the under is heavily favored. And we've said this before, but you can see this pick's actually on the EV page as well, is in a 5 or a 6 flex. We've gone through the math, tons of other videos, so I won't dwell on it. But in a 6 flex, you're getting, when you're comparing the lines on Prize Picks to those on the sportsbooks, you should assume you're getting minus 118.4 odds, right? So if you converted the payouts on Prize Picks, so if we go back here, if you converted these payouts, right, into odds on a 6 flex, you're getting minus 118.4 odds. So in a 2-pick power play, you're getting minus 137, which is a lot worse, which is why you never want to place, you never want to place these, 2-pick power plays. So here you can see, okay, this plays also on the OddsJam positive EV tool, right? So what the positive EV tool is, it will compare where books have the line set at the same level. So remember, Pinnacle had this alternate market, right? Some other sports books have alternate markets. And if you scan through the data, you have dozens of sports books who also have these alternate lines at 22.5. They all have the under priced around, minus 145 odds on average. We're getting minus 119 on Prize Picks. Seems like a pretty good deal. We're getting a lot of improvement to the market, right? Like there's not much disagreement between sports books. They all have this line priced around minus 145. So getting minus 119 in a 5 or 6 flex is pretty clear value. So long story short, we have videos about how to break down the math behind Prize Picks payouts, how to back out your profit margin. But long story short, just like, it should be pretty clear when every book is pricing something around minus 145, minus 150, and you can get it at minus 119 odds in your 5 flex, that's pretty good value. So this is the first play I went with. And then you can see I also went with Curry under 5.5 assists. So a lot of people will be like, oh, why Curry assists? So let's actually just go over here and we can take a look and you can see, that's the second pick I have. It's just straight from the EV tool. I'm literally not following my gut. 99.9% of sports bettors follow their gut. That's why 99.9% of sports bettors lose money. I'm following the data, the market, right? You have 888 Sport pricing this at minus 159. All the sports books have the under heavily favored around, maybe an average of minus 145, minus 150. We're getting minus 119 in a flex play. That's a no-brainer, right? So we're following the data, we're following the market. You have tons of sports books all setting lines independently, Bovada, Caesars, right? So you have dozens of sports books who have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. They're all telling you the same thing. This under should be heavily favored. There's slight discrepancies from book to book. Like you can see, Bet Parks and Bet Rivers, they have the under more favored for Curry than, let's say, Bet Online. Bet Online only has the under juice to minus 145, whereas Bet Parks has it at minus 159. So some sports books are a little more aggressive on Curry's under, so you're never going to get a perfect answer to what should the exact odds be. But kind of just as a sports bettor, you're using all this data to make informed betting decisions. And it's like, well, looking through all the market, sportsbooks are on average minus 145, minus 150 maybe. So yeah, getting minus 119 is a steal deal. Kind of another way I like to think about it is you can imagine if there were tons of different stock exchanges, right? Like all these different stock exchanges. And you can buy Facebook stock. It's trading at $145 on Bet Online, $135 on Bet365, $159 on Barstool. And you can kind of go through where all these different sports books are pricing a stock. And then it's like, hey, do you want to buy this stock for $119 on Prize Picks and a 5 flex? And it's like, yeah, it seems like a pretty good deal considering most sports books are pricing this, around minus 150. One other thing to mention is what you can do is you can use a no-vig odds calculator to try to get a sense of what your ROI will be for a pick. So Pinnacle, for example, they have the under heavily favored. They have the under for this total games at minus 146, and they have the over at plus 123, right? So you can see minus 146 plus 123. So what this calculator does is it removes the vig, right? It removes the juice and tells you the win probability for your pick, right? So this is a pretty good profit margin play. 3% is really good if you think about it, right? So if your ROI is, let's say, 3% on a 6-pick flex, 3% on all your picks, it compounds. That would be 24% total ROI, right? 3% per pick. It's a 6-pick flex. The total profit margin of your flex is going to be roughly 24%, right? Or 18%. I apologize. 6 times 3, which is what we're going to see here in a second, right? So if we put in Pinnacle's odds, they have the under priced at minus 146. So the under is favored, right? The under is juiced. And you can see they have the over at plus 123. So according to where they're setting their lines, this under is 56.96% to occur. So if we go back to this little flex play sheet and we go to 6-pick flex and we put in 56.96, what this says is, okay, this pick in your entry, if all your picks were as profitable as this one, your ROI on Prize Picks, placing 6 flexes, would be 28%, right? My ROI was roughly, 12% last year. And the main reason is most picks aren't as profitable as this one, right? This one's a pretty strong profit margin, 3%, right? 3% in a day. A lot of people will be like, oh, 3% a day, that doesn't seem like that great of a profit margin. So here we can see a play on Bovada with 2% profit margin. What you have to remember is if you're earning a 2% ROI or edge on your bets, right? So there's a 2% ROI edge on your bets. That's 60% a month. 2% a day, 60% a month. So your bankroll will grow quickly, which I talk about a lot. But, if you look at like 2022 results, I earned 4.44% ROI. So a lot of people are like, dang, you must be, have so much money to make 205K profit. And it's like, well, 4.44% a day. So, 0.044 4 times 30 means every month I was increasing my bankroll, or however much I was betting, by 130%, right? So returns, because games are every day, returns for sharp bettors, they compound very quickly, right? So getting, 2 really strong plays like Curry under 5.5 assists and Borges versus Ruusuvuori under 22.5 total games is great, right? 2 really strong plays. We're going to have a high ROI long term if all our plays are this good. So long story short, and this market is dynamic. If every sharp bettor keeps hammering the under, Pinnacle may move to, minus 156 plus 133. So they may move from minus 146 to minus 156, right? Sportsbooks indicate win probabilities through their odds. The more they have an outcome juiced, the more likely they believe it is to occur. And again, Pinnacle is the sharpest bookmaker in the world. So if they move the juice up to minus 156, then they're saying, based on all the action we're seeing in the market, on our models, on all our data feeds, all our traders, everything, this play is 58.68% to occur. So if it's 58.68% to occur, 58.68, to occur, then our ROI goes to 48.7%, right? So the more juiced an over or an under is, so let me move this back to the break-even rate. So the more juiced an under is, right? If they move this to minus 156, we'd like this under on Prize Picks even more. As a sharp bettor, we're looking for value. We're looking for an edge in the market. Not every pick's going to win. Talk about that all the time, right? You'll notice on Prize Picks, ups, downs, ups, downs. Not every day's a winner. Some people, they'll tail me for 3 picks and they'll be like, dang, we went 0 for 3. And it's like, I placed 7,000 bets last year, and you can see there were brutal losing streaks, winning streaks, but the trend is an ROI of 4.44%. So pretty good. But anyways, long story short, here are my 6 picks. So I have Ruusuvuori under 22.5 games, Curry under 5.5 assists, Vukic over 22.5 games, Brunson under 5.5 assists, Jokic no made 3, Hero under 5.5 rebounds. So 6 picks, 400 to 10,000. And again, when you're playing on Prize Picks, minus 119 is the odds for a 5 or a 6 flex. So you can play these in either a 5, 6-pick flex, which I did right here, or you can play it in a 5-pick flex, like I did right here. So then what I did is I just rotated Jokic, Brunson, and Hero. So I have a few more 5-pick flexes, just to diversify a bit. 6-pick flexes, really juicy payout, 25x, but they're obviously not going to hit as frequently, which is why, typically you'll see what I'm giving out as 5-pick flexes. They're not going to hit as frequently, but you're getting the same implied odds, so it doesn't really matter. So long story short, clear value on all these plays, data-driven sports betting. I mean, literally it's as simple as finding 5 picks on Prize Picks in green, in bold, right? You can select any sports books you want. So if you're like, "Oh, I like more sports books," there's value on other books too. You use Sports Interaction, you're in Canada, take a look at this. Over 235 in the Spurs Bucks game is freaking minus 110 odds on Sports Interaction. All the books are pricing it around minus 150. This sports book, I would love to use it, and I would love to give out plays for you guys on Sports Interaction. It's not available in the US. It's a Canadian-only sports book, so I'm not actually able to take advantage of these lines. But regardless, you get the point. Sharp, data-driven sports betting, how you make money. Hopefully you guys are able to tail some of these picks. If any of them move, again, go with a 5 or a 6-pick flex. Those are mathematically optimal. 5 and 6-pick flex. The spreadsheet with the math is in the description on YouTube. Got to be going with 5 and 6-pick flex. Let's make money.